spotlight. Do you want to break the taboo around talking about sex in Asian cultures? Okay, have you ever felt judged by the Asian community?
So, like, if you have sex or if you're dressed a certain way, that you're a bad person, you know, that you're dirty.
And out of 10, how disappointed would you be if your daughter married a BMW?
Parents do accept it as the kids are happy to go along with their needs, their choice and everything. The family does not agree and there'll be a lot of friction between it.
So you mean the extended family?
Extended family, there'll be a lot of friction because my side it hasn't happened yet, but there's always a fear. It's more of a family thing than it is for a parent to accept. What's it like having a Punjabi mum? Were you ever embarrassed by me?
Yeah, of course there's times that you embarrass me. How you always turn some conversation or another into the subject of me getting married. Like always.
I want you to get married.
Yes, we all know that. I think that's a given. But not every conversation
That's
has to
spreading
be
the word around. For looking
Is that
at
how it works?
right family for you.
Just talking about it non-stop. I've never been embarrassed that you're Punjabi. I think I own that fact. You know, I'll always be proud to tell my friends who my mum and dad are, you know, and even though you can embarrass me, I will always take it on the chin. Like, it's never too embarrassing. You are who you are, we accept that. Just like you would accept me being self-obsessed, Amrit. What do you think you've taught me about sex?
No, it's
much
not a
that's it.
subject that we talk about it, but
Yeah.
if there was a need, we would talk about it. I assume that you must have been taught at school more than I have told you about it.
Does that make you feel like it's okay that Amrit learnt it at school, I don't need to have this conversation?
No, I can have a conversation with you. But
we
if you
just
did
never have-
ask me, but if nothing's been mentioned, we don't talk about it.
I would never need to
No.
talk about it with you and Dad.
No.
Or just never
No,
ever need to get an impression of that.
No.
Ever. Have you and Dad ever discussed having a sex talk with me? Like, did you, as parents, did you
No,
ever think?
we've never thought about that. We thought it's part of your school education that there wasn't a need for us to discuss on it.
So,
Unless you ask us questions, but we, as I say, we can guide you and we're always there for you. But we've always left it for school and not talk about it.
so is that like a conscious thing that you and Dad made that decision? Or did you just never have to bring it
Never
up?
have to bring it up.
But what about like, oh, the girl's getting older now, like, should we talk to them about this? Have you ever had that chat?
No.
You both just
He
ignore it.
says they're educated, they know. That's all he says to me if I say something.
That's such a dad response.
That's the dad's thing, that, oh, they're getting old and they know about it. They're old enough to make their own decisions, so leave it to them.
What is something you've always wanted to ask but never have?
I don't know. I've never thought about this subject to discuss with you or bring it up and ask you. I've always asked you about your work, how you are, your well-being.
Is there anything you want to ask me around this subject?
Have you had sex with anyone?
No.
No. That's it. I don't think I need to ask you anymore. I know I trust you, but
Okay.
no. Where did you think the first time I had sex was?
Oh my God, are we talking about this? I'm going to say when you got married. Let's finish that. I don't want to know. Let's not talk about it. Okay, this is a big
Oh,
question.
you can't answer that at all?
I just don't want to know. And you can keep that in the video. I don't want to know. Okay, this is a big question. Why didn't you want me to be with a black, Muslim, or white man? And be honest, what if I told you I had been?
it wouldn't bother me that you've been out with them, but having a relationship is a bit different because our religion is different and our background does not allow.
Why do you think it's so not like accepted?
In the long run, some mixed marriages don't work out exactly the way they should work out.
What do you think would happen if I turned around one day and said, oh, I'm with a black man or I'm with a white man, Muslim guy?
Well, your dad will say that's your choice.
Do you think he'll be angry?
He will be angry, but he won't stop you if you choose that way. He'll just say, okay.
Do you think he'd still accept me as his daughter? Would you?
We will be still the same to you, but that 100% won't be there. It'll be 50-50.
Yeah, I imagine you would say that. It's fine. I mean, I get it.
I won't just disown you, but it'll be 50-50.
Yeah, I'd like to think you wouldn't disown me. Because you joke about it and, you know, we talk about it in a light-hearted way, that we kind of get it, that this is not what we wouldn't just bring someone home like that. I think I've always known that that's you, like yours and Dad's preference for me, and I think I get it, like that's what you would always prefer. But I think if I fell in love or, you know, happened to be with someone that wasn't your ideal son-in-law, I think you would accept it, wouldn't you?
Would accept it, yeah, as I say, 50-50.
What you've just said there would always make me think I need to go down the Punjabi route. Does that make you happy?
Yeah.
Thought so. How would you describe an 18-year-old Punjabi girl who has had sex with a lot of boyfriends?
How would I describe her as?
Yeah.
Oh my God. As a community or my own opinion?
Both. What would the community say first?
They'll call her a slag, basically.
And would you?
I'll call her, yeah, but she shouldn't have been doing that because A, she's not done the right thing, and then is she protecting herself going around with these people? Or
I just think in this day and age, like especially the generation I'm from and from people I know and stories I've heard, being sexually active, and if you want to have multiple partners or if you're going out and sleeping with different people, it happens and people are fine with it. But I think it all comes down to a personal choice. If that person is fine with it and knows what they're doing, then cool, girlfriend, you go and own it. But it's got to be a choice that you make.
What will you teach your kids about sex?
I think I would like to be really open with them from the beginning.
At what age would you start teaching your children?
I think as soon as they are aware and old enough to ask me. Obviously there'll come a point where they're learning about it at school, so I'll just take an active role in knowing they understand what they're being taught at school. So like ask them if they've got any questions. We are friends, but I know there's a limitation like as to what and how I can speak to you. Whereas I think I would want to be really like best friends with my kids, like where they can talk to me about anything and know that I'm not going to judge them, because I think I've grew up in a different time to whereas you grew up.
Yeah. I do respect that.
Do you think that's good?
It is
a
good.
Good way of
good
parenting
way.
skill.
Yeah.
Are you proud of me?
Yeah.